So with the recent release of Roxy, it opens up a new realm of plausibility for what the next collab could be. Now here today, me, you, and everyone else are going to cope together and say that these collabs are now very, very high in chances due to the fact that they pulled a similar play a few months ago with the last collaboration, which it kind of chalked up for more money for them in the end. It really did, but that's just my take. Who knows? Today we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the one, the only Roxy, Awakened Roxy that is, and why she hints to these collaborations and why it just works out in my head. And it's copium at this point. I don't know, maybe, who knows? To start off, this character is designed around human meta, which, think about it now, it's been a very long time since we actually had human meta get buffed, since what, Escanor, right? So you went through demon meta, goddess meta, basically not really unknown meta. I don't think we count Freya. She didn't really buff unknown meta as much. It wasn't really needed, so really, theoretically, you went through those two metas, and it's been a little bit since we had like our human buff, right? And before that, before there was the stance of the one and only Escanor, before that, you had unknown meta, and who started that unknown meta, right? So keep in mind, she buffs human extensively. That's the whole purpose, point, and everything to her kit. If you were to go back and, revisit memory lane, as I always love to do, you go down and you see in basically October, what do we have? We did have right here Shield Hero. Yeah, Shield Hero was there. The month prior basically was, guess who? It was Merlin, and Merlin was there to buff Filo. And if you look at it without, Merlin and Filo together on a team, it kind of sucks, right? That team is just pretty good because the whole point of Filo's kit is debuffs. The whole point of Merlin's kit is to apply debuffs, so it went hand in hand. Yes, prior to it, if you were to say, what is it, Reinhardt and Echidna did drop. Before it was mainly, I guess you could say, demon meta. But after it was not really anything. So yes, the point does kind of melt away, but you have to also realize that Echidna was prepped for Filo too, because its debuffs, they are really good together, and it supports unknown again. So if you look at it around this time, it looks like they were just releasing units to merge with the units prior, so that if you skipped, you kind of missed out on the team comp. That's what they did. But with it, you clearly see around this realm of how they handled both these collaborations. They buffed each other, right? Now, where's Roxy gonna land? She has to buff human. She buffs Escanor, which is one. Probably they're gonna screw you. That's why they made this entire Pete Banner thing, where it's probably a collaboration around the corner that she is going to buff heavily. Keep it in mind, we're only 4 weeks away, so the chances are open. Make your bets. Now, I got bored and I went through every single collaboration recently and just checked what dropped, because when Shield Hero dropped and when ReZero dropped again, we had like other gacha games that did get that collaboration at the same time or around the same time, right? So because that's how it goes when when the IP's out there, they're like, all right, screw it, let's put the IP more and more out there while we're doing it in one batch. That's how they do it. It's just how it's done. Though again, sometimes they just randomly do it here and there, but it's like a more coordinated push to putting the IP on multiple games at one time to expand it. So with it, I went through. So this happened recently, which was the Fire Force game got Soul Eater. Personally, we don't see this happening, and I won't see this happening, just because this is like the same game or the same people, right? It's the same creator, so it was easy to get this into their own game because of that whole thing. So keep in mind that that's how this was handled. Keep in mind. Now, Persona was with Grand Blue, and Persona has collabed with a lot of things recently. The only thing is, if Persona drops in our game, it's going to shut down. That's how it works. Persona brings a curse that shut down to every game. So to make it not true, let's hope we don't get it. Let's hope we don't get it, all right? But yeah, let's not hope for that one. Chainsaw Man has opened up to a lot of gacha games recently. Bloodline, Nikkei, and one more. All three recently got Chainsaw Man. So there is a chance that Chainsaw Man does drop. Now again, I've tried picking things with human cast, which you could kind of say these are unknown. I was gonna say this counts as human, this counts as human. Mainly like Fire Force works. Persona, they're all human, right? I believe. This, it's iffy because he is human, correct? They can do Himeno as the other human. Power is unknown 100%. Maki was unknown 100%. Denji, I don't know. They probably will make him unknown, but he is human, but also a devil. So, unknown or human, because he's technically already a human. I don't know. They could pull anything they want with this one, so this is why I picked it. Okay, humans, they're all humans, right? JoJo's, though it was never happening. This is where the copium kicks in. Never happening, but I thought I'd include it. This Black Clover, they're mainly human, -1, if you were to say. So there's a very high chance. Again, it's not happening due to the fact that it's a different, it's Shonen Jump. So there is no shot you're actually getting this. There is no shot. This is copium at its highest extent. But if you want to believe that Regent's leak was accurate, cope, go and cope. But I also wanted to show that Shield Hero about 5 months ago is when we got our Shield Hero. So it's about the same realm of when they do the collabs. They open up to like the IP because it's the same as Shield Hero Season 2, right? So It's just how it's done, though it's different every time, so that's what I'm trying to say it. Now, copium is going to kick in real hard here, all right? Start sniffing it, start inhaling it, taking it in to your system. Here we go. Fairy Tale. Makes sense. You know, they can get away with making these human, if you will. Yeah, you could argue unknown, but let's cope and let's say human. Okay, Roxy buffs them. Boom, 10 out of 10. Let's go more copium. JJK, probably never happening, but it is potential. This has opened up collaborations to many games, and there is a chance. Now, copium at its highest extent, I will say that now. It's definitely copium, but hey, let's do it, bro. Listen, this is all we can get. This is the closest we'll ever get to these collaborations because Netmarble is lazy and annoying, and they want to go and make their favorite things, right? And, you know, screw those favorite things, okay? Honestly, and I should have mentioned this earlier in the video, what your next collab probably is this. It's AOT. It's most likely AOT. It makes sense. They have to give the relics at some point. Stop saying, oh, you're just coping AOT's gonna drop. It's most likely going to drop, okay? You're coping that's not because you don't want it. Keep quiet, all right? It's what's going to happen. But again, there's a high potential that's there. If it's not AOT, Stranger Things. There you go. Both left are human collabs. So imagine, dude. Imagine we get Stranger Things. I would cry for days. I would literally regret. I would literally refund Roxy just because I don't want that character because she was supposed to buff that, and just for being associated with Stranger Things, I don't want it. So listen, the both collabs that are left are human collabs. Put that into perspective. Both collabs that are left are human collabs. Second, Roxy buffs human. This is a terrible formula. We are all screwed. Prepare for the worst. So most likely, and I should have put this in the beginning of the video, so the copium was killed automatically. But you're most likely these are the two collabs. If they want to go for new ones, which I'm talking about here, they could go for these ones. Cool, cool. All right, next up, Mob Psycho. It works. Will it actually happen? No, but let me cope and cope together. Okay, it's potential. Black Clover again. I don't know why I have it twice, but hey, see, double the hype, double the hype. See, now it's a sign. It's meant to be. Chainsaw Man. Oh, I had this twice too, but it's meant to be. This is what I wanted. Again, it makes sense. A lot of games are doing Chainsaw Man as a collaboration, so it does work. But we don't know what they're gonna do. Again, Netmarble's lazy, bro. And if you think about it, and this is why AOT and Stranger Things both make sense, they don't gotta do a jack thing, dude. They don't gotta do anything to actually make it. They're just gonna make two characters and one boss, and boom, they're gonna resell you the collaboration because that's how a rerun goes. They don't actually add any sort of anything. That's how it goes, okay? And also, if you think about it, theoretically, I'm gonna say this now. If in the next 2 weeks, when we get that 2-week update, and we do not get Labyrinth, that makes 100% almost guarantee that the next collab is a new collab. Because they no longer do storylines for collaborations. I don't know, in my head it works, potentially, because, you know, they did it for Shield Hero. Instead of giving you a story, they give you that. I don't see them giving you a story plus a Labyrinth for AOT if it were to be. So, potential, if you don't see a Labyrinth, it might mean it's a new collab. I picked on Maki because, theoretically, human characters are abundant here, so it could work. Fate, listen, Fate, hear me out, Emiya, Rin are both human. Now, I don't know how they're going to do the other ones, the servants, right? Because they clearly are not human. So, A, we're going to cope. We're going to cope. Emiya, boom. Buffed, main character, strongest character, 10 out of 10, destroys the meta. Rin, boom. Second almost main character, destroys the meta, boom. See what we're winning here? But, again, this is Netmarble, so Stranger Things rerun. That's what we're mainly going for. So, there is that. Cyberpunk Edge Runners, it works. They're human with upgrades, I will say. So, no, they're not unknown. You can stick with human, so would be a great collaboration. I would love this. Literally. Okay, I would love this, but will it happen again? No. Next up, last one. This is all I got for you. My Hero. They're all human. They're all human. I got nothing else. These are all potential collaborations, but they all don't also make sense because they're Shonen Jump. I can't win in giving you anything here because, again, you know, they do such selective collaborations and they're lazy. So bringing back that 2 collab rerun is what they love to do. The 2 heroes and that's it. So... you know what it is? It's so sad that I'm making this video because I feel more miserable making it. We're gonna get none of this stuff. How are we losing to Grand Summoners? Grand Summoners just got a Fairy Tail collaboration again. So if you want to cope that's gonna happen now, because usually when collabs open up to one thing, they open up to many. Boom, Fairy Tail it is. But this again, I have to say this every time. It's Netmarble. You're gonna get 2 characters and the worst collab possible. I have nothing else to say to you. With that, adios, peace and enjoy. It's been for me. I'm gonna go and cry now.